Today I'm going to show you how to start your plush stuffed sewn snowman. First you need your 2 felt circles and your buttons. You're going to sew those on. That was the eyes, nose, and mouth. Now it's time to thread my needle. This is embroidery thread. What I like to do is pinch it between my fingers so there's only a tiny amount of thread showing. See that amount of thread? Then I take my embroidery needle and I squeeze the thread so it's thin like a pancake and push it through the eye of the needle. And then with my other hand, I catch that thread and get it all to come through. Ugh, that's a bad job. Okay, that didn't work. It's too fluffy, so I need to lick it with a little saliva. Look at that. Now it's a one little together piece of thread. That will make it easier. And you only need a tiny bit coming out of your thumb and pointer finger, and then you slide the needle on like that. And look, there you have it. And you just leave it like this. You don't have to tie a knot. I'll show you what to do later. You'll always pull it together. Now, go to the other end of your thread. Doesn't need to be that long. That's just good. About, that long. Now I have to tie a knot so that when I start sewing it doesn't go through. Here's how I tie a knot. So it looks like a fish. You see how that's like a fish? Like an X with a loop at the end? Take that tail of the fish. Put it through the hole 3 times. 1, 2, 3 times. And then very slowly you'll pull it. Make sure the knot goes to the end of the string as much as you can, and then look at that. You got a nice big knot so that when you start sewing, your thread will stay where you started. Now, all of these buttons will need to go on from behind. So I hold that eye where I want it, and then I start from behind. And I have to kind of guess with my needle. I kind of poke my needle where I think it's going to get through the hole of the button. Oh, I found it. And then you go all the way like this until, oopsie, if that happens, a knot happens, you just undo it. Pull it until it stops. That's what it looks like on the back. Now I'm going to go diagonal into the other hole of my button and back through this thread. This is a not very sharp needle. And then I go back through, whoopsies, the eye of my snowman button and keep pulling it until it stops. Okay, it stopped. Now I'm going to guess by just feeling. I'm going to poke through the back up to the front and try to aim for that other hole. Take a guess. Poking around with my needle. Oh, I found it. There's the hole. Pull it all the way till it stops. If there's a knot on the back, make sure you undo the knot. And then go back here. So you're going to make like an X if you have a button with 2 holes. And every time I pull my thread, this is super important. Make sure you're holding the thread and the needle. Otherwise, the needle's going to come, the thread will come out, and then you're going to have to rethread it, and that's kind of annoying. Alright, I'm ready for my other eye. So look, I'm going to poke through the back like this. Get your other button eye ready. And then just go right ahead. Look at what it looks like in the back. See that line? That goes from the back of one eye right to the other. And then over the top, I'm going to make my X. Just like I did before, I'm going to guess where it's going to come through. And back up to the side. There's my 2 eyes. Now I'm ready for the nose. This is a different kind of button I have for the nose. See, now I made another line on the back. This kind of button has 1 loop. So I'm going to go through my loop with the needle because it's coming over the front here. See that? And now I'm just going to go back down, but a little bit over like that. So I'm not going through the same hole. And then I'm just going to pull it and pull it until the thread stops. And I think I'm going to go through it one more time. Notice, so I go from the back to the front, and then through that loop again, just to really make sure it's tight and on good, through the loop of the button, and then back down. Now I'm ready to start my mouth. It's going to be pretty much the same way I did my eyes. I'm just going to push the needle right through to where, make it about that much so it's straight, right through to where I'm going to want it. You don't even have to do, you know what, maybe I'm changing my mind right now. Maybe I don't want to do buttons for my mouth. I think I'm going to do like just a green line for my mouth. Yeah, I'm going to embroider a line. I'm just going to go over and under. I like a little combination of embroidery and objects. So I go from front to back, and then I poke through the back. You know, artists can change their minds. Just decided it looks better one way. I'm going to make it like a smile on my snowman. Get the idea, you guys? All right.